Hey, good morning. We have finally made it to Friday, and welcome to KSAT News Now, our streaming bite-sized newscast to get you set for your day and, of course, for the weekend, which is set to be really good weather-wise.
Absolutely, yeah. So we have a lot to get to this morning. City leaders and police trying to take action to put the brakes on street racing. And will Britney Spears finally get her independence, Alicia? It's been a long, drawn-out process. And Whataburger, they are rolling out their winter pajama line. So would you weather this Whata gear?
Would you weather?
Would you wear
this Whata gear?
Would you wear this Whata gear? I thought that was a little play on words. Weather for the Whata gear? No, okay. So would you do it
this morning? All right.
All in a tease, yes.
Well, we'll answer that question later on, but first we want to get to the latest on Astroworld and that tragedy that unfolded there. Another death and more lawsuits.
That's right. Today marks 1 week since the Astroworld Festival in Houston that led to multiple deaths and injuries. The death toll this morning is now at 9 after a 22-year-old Texas A&M college student who was critically injured in the crowd surge died from her injuries.
Yeah, that victim is Barty Shahani, who was set to graduate from Texas A&M this spring. She died last night.
And lawsuits against Travis Scott continue to pile up. One of the most recent claims against Travis Scott comes from 3 San Antonio families suing the rapper on behalf of their children who attended the concert. That lawsuit was filed in Harris County.
I want to clarify on that last point of the latest fatal victim, Shahani. She actually died Wednesday night.
Oh, that's right.
So Governor Greg Abbott is now forming the Texas Task Force on Concert Safety after these deaths and injuries at Astroworld Festival.
It's no secret, illegal street racing is a problem in San Antonio.
And tonight, police are revealing how they plan to stop illegal street racing. The night team's Courtney Friedman explains how they're encouraging people to get on the racetrack instead.
One after another, SAPD has responded to tragic crashes over the years caused by illegal street racing.
So in May, Chief McManus tasked me with looking at different initiatives on how to get illegal activity off of our roadways and into a controlled environment.
Okay, and that story right there from Courtney Freeman. So this is going on to the latest in what's become a major issue and headache for San Antonio police and residents. Of course, street racing right there. Courtney Freeman's story last night on the Night Beat. She talked about where SAPD, Alicia, is working with racing organizations to move illegal street racing to controlled tracks.
Yeah, this has become such a problem on our streets that city staff members are working on an ordinance specifically targeting spectators who encourage and share images of reckless drivers. And we've seen those images, they quickly circulate around Snapchat, now TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. So, and you get to see, you know, the behind the scenes and really the chaos that can unfold.
Absolutely. And again, these are usually more of a youthful crowd going to these events, sharing these things on social media. So back in August, District 6 Councilwoman Melissa Cabello-Haverter met with Chief William McManus to address this matter. And in the past weeks and months, street racing investigations have already resulted in more than 70 arrests, more than 200 tickets, and more than 40 vehicle impoundments.
And do you remember that last year also, I wanted to point out, it's been more than a year where drivers were stuck on the highway for hours because street racers took over stretches of Highway 90 over on the west side and they were doing donuts. So all of this goes hand in hand and it's just reckless. It can, and as we recently saw with people dying out there.
Absolutely. The Kerrville, well, no, the Kerrville thing was actually in a controlled track, but you're right, because also the Texas legislature is also taking this up. They've passed a couple of different laws, and also to mention, you said things like donuts, and we've seen other people acting recklessly, and those could lead to major injuries and deaths as well. So the Texas legislature, SAPD, and local officials taking action against street racing.
All right, so in the news in pop world, the Queen of Pop could finally be back in control of her life and money, as today could be the final hearing on her conservatorship and the end of an almost 14-year saga.
This is hard to believe that this has taken this long. So Britney Spears and her fiance posted a video of them wearing a #Free Britney shirt ahead of the hearing. So this could be her Independence Day, because at this point there's really no one opposing the end of the conservatorship, including her parents.
Yeah, let's remember that Spears' father was suspended as conservator back in September after he filed to be removed, but he insists he has nothing to hide and has really done nothing wrong, that he's always been looking out for Britney.
That's right, and fans are hopeful Britney will take part in the hearing. However, it's not clear if that will happen. If a decision is made to end this conservatorship, it would become an instantaneous thing. So I know you've been following this,
Yes.
and I think about when this happened. This is around 2007, and she had that very public sort of meltdown, and there was a lot of paparazzi following her. We've seen documentaries now with her, and you just can't even imagine having that lifestyle, because they were literally following her every move at the time.
So paparazzi following her every move, and then add her own people that are working for her following her every move to the restroom, in her house. It's just crazy. So hopefully today we have more answers on what will become of her future.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so it is now time to talk a little bit of weather and climate.
What a good week for weather.
It has been, yes. And joining us today, and every Friday, is Miss
Hi.
Katie Blake. Thank you very much, Katie, for
Oh.
being with us this morning.
Glad to be with you guys. If you have peeked outside so far today, you know the weather is beautiful, and I do have your weekend forecast coming up. But I want to circle back to a topic that we all talked about last
Friday.
week.
Yeah.
And that is the COP26 climate summit that has been happening in Scotland really for the past 2 weeks or so. Global leaders have been in attendance, including President Biden. Well, COP26, it ends today. It started on Halloween, it ends today. However, before things wrap up completely, I actually had the pleasure a couple days ago to speak to Dr. Leah Dundon, who has been in attendance at COP26 since it started. She's the director of the Vanderbilt Climate Change Initiative, an assistant professor of civil and environmental engineering at Vanderbilt, and she's an environmental attorney.
Wow.
So she knows
Wow.
her stuff. Dr. Dundon was able to provide some great context and really tie up some loose ends from the discussion that the three of us had last week about this climate summit. And climate change itself, I think, is just kind of such a big topic, and it can be really overwhelming. So I'm glad I got to talk to Dr. Dundon this week, because she's been there. She really kind of took the high points of what has happened and what's going to happen after this summit. And so I hope to break some of that down for you guys
Question
today.
for you, Katie. How is it
Yes.
that you're even able to establish this contact with her, with this woman who has, is an expert?
Right, like
This is really cool.
really big deal. So she actually, I got in touch with her via a resource called Sciline, and Sciline is a group of professionals that help to connect members of the media with different scientists and experts on a variety of topics. And the way I found Sciline was through our Forecasting Change initiative here at KSAT. And so we're able to tap into that resource, and basically they just vet that you are a member of the media, and then they'll get you in touch with an expert.
Yeah.
I've actually used Sciline a few times, and it's been great. So that's how I was able to talk to Dr. Dundon, and she had a full slate of interviews back on Wednesday of this
bet,
week.
yeah.
So kind of
Very
one
cool.
after the other. So yeah, I felt very fortunate to really talk to somebody that lives and breathes climate change every day in her work, but that has also been at this particular summit and conference for the past couple weeks.
So Katie, real quick, so we're talking about this now, and we talk about this summit in general. So last week we mentioned that the magic number 1.5 degrees Celsius. You found out that there's actually a new magic number now,
Yes,
right?
right out of the gate. Yeah. Do we have max 1? Is this max 1? I had a different graphic. There it is. There it is. So yes, the magic number we talked about last week, 1.5 degrees Celsius of warming. And I'm going to back up just a couple of steps. So the whole point of these global climate summits and conferences is to limit the amounts of global warming that is occurring, because the more our global temperature increases, the bigger more negative effects that we're going to see on a number of levels. So with each degree of warming across the globe, this leads to things like more extreme weather, sea level rise, also the eventual extinction of some plant and animal species. So we want to limit the warming as much as possible to prevent all of this negative stuff from happening. So as you guys mentioned, recently, or for the past several years, the magic number has been 1.5 degrees Celsius. We want to limit the warming to 1.5 degrees to really kind of keep the very, very negative effects from happening. So we've got a new number now. Dr. Dundon shared with me that now the new goal is actually 1.8 degrees Celsius of warming. So essentially, we as a planet, you know, the countries that are involved with this weren't doing enough to limit their emissions. We weren't doing enough to keep that warming down. So now essentially the best that we're going to be able to do over the next few decades is hopefully limit our warming to 1.8 degrees Celsius. So that was kind of something she shared with me going into this conference. They've already established that we haven't done enough work. So we're not going to meet that 1.5 degree goal. Now it's 1.8 degrees. And that doesn't seem like a huge jump, but with each pretty much half a degree that you jump up here, the negative effects of climate change just get amplified and amplified. So this is fairly significant, even though kind of on the surface it doesn't seem like that big of an increase.
Yeah. So Katie, COP26 going on now, as we've been mentioning, for almost 2 weeks. So what are some other big issues that have come out of this?
So she shared with me, Dr. Dundon shared with me kind of three big topics that that all the countries and different coalitions have been working on, and that when this conference is over, these are going to be the three things that they focus on. Two of them are land use and coal. Land use being basically reducing deforestation, coal being cutting funding for any new coal power plants. So basically we're just trying to phase out coal as a significant source of power across the globe. So those are two of the three big things. And the third big thing is methane. And here's what Dr. Dundon had to say about that.
So this commitment to reduce methane by about 30% globally by 2030 is a very significant commitment.
So 30% cut
That's
in
pretty big.
global methane emissions. She mentioned that that thing is going to be what really helps us to get to that 1.8 degrees of warming over the next several decades. And I found out that the EPA here in the United States, the Environmental Protection Agency, in response to this, back on November 2nd, they released a proposal to cut methane emissions through the year 2035 by a lot. And that's really going to have some big effects on some sectors like the oil and gas industries, because typically oil and gas industries produce the most methane emissions. So this methane cut is probably going to be the big thing that globally helps to get us to that 1.8 degrees. And again, here at home, the EPA is already putting steps into action to address that.
Wow, well, and you hear 2035 and it's like that's forever away, but when you're trying to catch up,
It'll be here.
and meet these goals,
Yeah.
then maybe it's not enough time.
It'll be here
Well,
fast.
now that the global summit has ended, what can we do on local levels to help meet the goals that we need to be at?
And I think the three of us kind of addressed this last week, and so that's an important question that I wanted to be able to ask Dr. Dundon is what can people in and around San Antonio and South Texas do to help us meet these goals? Because when you think about it, we're talking about the whole globe. So in a way, I think sometimes we can feel like, well, whatever I do is not really going to matter. And that's not necessarily true. Dr. Dundon pointed to looking at our local officials and our local governments to be able to see how our local budgets, how the money is being spent, mainly in terms of infrastructure, because rather than try to, and when I was thinking about this, I kept thinking of like the Avengers when they're all like running together, like instead of us trying to be like, stop climate change, because that's not going to work. the wheels are already in motion, the best thing that we can do is prepare our communities for the changes that we're going to see from climate change. So more extreme weather, things like that. So we need to make sure our infrastructure is in shape. So she said something we can do is make sure that we're holding our local governments accountable to make sure that our infrastructure is prepared for the changes that we'll see. And she said something that really stuck with me, and I think it kind of sums this up very well, a quote about what we can do here locally.
What we really need to do is make sure we power our behavior in ways that, you know, are not harmful to the planet. So when we drive, when we fly, when we eat food, we want to know that those activities are being powered by non-fossil fuel choices that don't really contribute to climate change.
So in a way, there are things that each of us can do, and it just comes down to making sustainable, smarter choices. I know for me, I mean, that will mean changes in my lifestyle, for sure. And something I think of off the top of my head is all the clothes I buy, you know, for work. Alicia, you probably know. Something that's come up in the past few years is, you know, renting clothes. That became a big thing. And you can definitely kind of see the benefit in that. So I kind of just wanted to wrap up with that. We've kind of got the 3 big points. The biggest being the methane cuts that are expected to roll out over the next decade or so, including here in the U.S. And then just a note on some things we can do on an individual and local basis, just kind of making more sustainable, smarter choices. So that's what this conference was. It can be a lot of stuff, and sometimes it's hard to bring it down to a local level. So I hope that helped out just a little bit. Oh, and I think I'm not going to leave you without.
We do have some weekend weather.
Without the forecast. It looks really great.
Doing a little shimmy out here.
Without the what?
The weekend.
Forecast. That was the weirdest possible way I could have left the set, and I apologize.
Or the greatest.
I think
or the best.
You decide.
Anyway, Katie fashion.
Y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy this weather.
Yes, it looks great. Yeah, awesome. And of course, our meteorologists always do such a great job following everything with climate change and just kind of breaking things down to that level where, again, we can all kind of understand everything that's happening.
All right, sweater weather. So kick off your holiday shopping and do it in a Texas way. Whataburger has rolled out these. These are pajamas.
These are the pajamas.
I was going to say sweaters, but this is. They have more than 10 new holiday items. They're available ranging from $4 to $120. And let me tell you, you don't have to steal the little Whataburger numbers anymore because you can get your holiday pack too.
Wow, yeah.
So
very intricate designs that we have here with Whataburger releasing this pajama line. They apparently did this last year.
Yeah,
it was so popular that they're bringing it back, and now we have pulled up their actual website here with their Whata merch.
All right, so these are the pajamas. They have them for youth and then for adults. I think this is going to be very popular.
Yes.
It's the sweater.
Yeah.
$50. Oh, you even have a back to it. Look at
that is
look, there
very
is
cool.
Santa.
Yeah, got a little
this
Santa.
is very cool. All right, and then this is what I was talking about. You don't have to steal the table tents. You can buy your holiday ones at St. Mary.
Who's ever done that, right?
I see y'all.
Yeah.
I see y'all. All right.
So yeah,
Spurs too, though.
Whataburger obviously has a lot of stuff there. So check it out and let us know what you think about their new merch there. Speaking of new merch for everyone to enjoy, the Spurs. Yes, they're debuting their new threads tonight against those rivals, the Dallas Mavericks.
These new Fiesta-themed uniforms are a bit new school and old school, paying tribute to the team's origins that actually started in Dallas.
Yeah, they used to be called the Dallas Chaparrals before they moved to San Antonio in the 70s. So you can see them right there. Remember last year they debuted the black ones with the Fiesta stripes across the chest, and this year just kind of some nice looking threads there for the Spurs.
Well,
yeah,
if you
really
want to
like them.
Yeah, if you want to purchase those, you can do so starting on Monday on the team's website. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and Go Spurs Go, again, taking care of business. Hopefully they could beat the Mavericks. This is the third time they've played them this year.
You're hoping for
we need to take,
I'm a Dallas
we
native,
need to take care of
we'll
Dallas.
Leave it at that.
Let's take care of them.
We'll see you here back at 11 a.m. on Monday. And another cool thing this
Yes,
weekend,
this is
starting
really neat.
today, holiday lights at the Riverwalk. They're making an early return this season, but don't worry, they will have the official lighting ceremony that thousands go to, hundreds go to.
Right, yeah.
On
Hundreds of thousands of lights, obviously spreading some cheer, and a lot of people are excited about this. It definitely indicates that the holiday season is upon us. So should be a good time out there, and hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Thank you very much for checking us out on KSAT News Now.